What's good, everybody? It is Thursday, January 13th, 2022. This is the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. I, of course, am the coach. We are powered by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not even close. Well, when those good days come, the haters, they're oh so silent. Yesterday, a very solid day here at the brand. Only one loser on straight picks, and that was Virginia Tech up 4, 2 minutes to play. And they couldn't hang on, or it would have been a perfect day with our straight picks. But as the Meister always says, it's on to the next, so we've got to flip the script and get ready for today. And here are the stars of the show. First and foremost, right next to me, we call her Alabama. You can call her the Ice Queen. Allie, good morning.
Good morning. Happy to be here and recovering from that terrible loss the other day.
Hey, you know what? You're coming here with a smile, and I know you, the professional that you are. You can put it in the rear view and focus on your picks today. We'll get back to you in a second. Live from New York City, Jay Smooth. Good day for you yesterday.
Yeah, it was a good one, Coach. Excited to, run it back. That's all we're going to say. We're going to keep it going.
Let's go. Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, Zach Simony, Zach Attack. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. I've got a rant real quick. Not on the Early Edge show play because Boise State handled it pretty good, but one of my site plays, Longwood. Oh, my goodness. There's a lot of people commenting on that. -2.5 spread. They're up 4, and Radford doesn't foul. They play the milk the clock down with Radford. Or Longwood has the ball. They let him dribble it down to 11 seconds. I don't know why they didn't foul early. Then, of course, they hit a 3. Everything starts to self-destruct. They make both free throws. Longwood, so they're up 3. They're going to cover the 2.5-point spread, and then Radford chucks in this heave 3 with 1 second left. If you watch that replay, it should have never counted. He had the ball in his hands, but they didn't start the clock till his feet touched the ground. I couldn't believe that, but they won in overtime, luckily.
I had my whole setup here because I have like 5 TVs going. That just happened to be one of the games I had on. I could not believe it. And we always say here at the show, if one of our games goes to overtime, it's a death sentence. Usually when you go to overtime, your side always loses. But they scored the first 10 points of overtime, and we coasted to that victory. But you're right. It was exciting. And when they hit that heave at the buzzer, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Now, he is our anchor. He is our heartbeat. Maestro, good morning, sir.
Good morning. So wait, so that was a whole rant, and you ended up winning the pick anyway.
Yes, he did. He won his bet. Yes. You should see what Zach says when he loses a bet like that. All right, let's get into it.
I guess he didn't appreciate the extra sweat.
Apparently not.
No, I did.
Apparently,
I did not.
It only lasted for another 90 seconds because they scored 10 points like that in overtime. So there was no real sweat on that one. All right, let's get into storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And in college hoops, there's been a lot of teams that have had extensive breaks. Zach, start us off.
Yeah, there's 3 key teams, and we saw this a lot last year, but it's not as many teams. A lot of teams are back on the court. I looked at today's schedule in college basketball. It's enormous. It kind of looks like a Saturday with all the smaller games that are going on today. But there are 3 teams that have not played since, let's just go one by one. There's only 3 teams. Monmouth has not played since December 22nd. I actually had to play with them against Hofstra the last game that they played, and they looked like they were off. They were down like by 25 points. Of course, they've been out with COVID since. And then Wyoming, they have not played since Christmas. And then ASU, one of the poor teams, they haven't played since, or they played 1 game since December 21st, but they've had 6 games postponed. What I'm really worried about here is with Monmouth and Wyoming, they've got good records. Monmouth is 10-3, Wyoming is 11-2. How do they come back? Because if they miss Saturday's games again, and we're going into almost a month of them not playing, and all the conference teams have played almost 7-8 games. So it's going to be interesting to see how these 3 teams get back into action.
It's going to be really, really interesting because it almost feels like an automatic fade. No matter what it is, no matter what the line is on those teams, it feels like an automatic fade and say, prove me wrong. All right, let's get over to the Maestro. And Maestro, I know that you've got some wild card trends, and there are, count them, 2 Saturday, 3 Sunday, 1 Monday, and we're here for it. But some trends that you found on wild card weekend. Talk to me.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of these on the Tuesday show, but some others that I came across courtesy of Steve Makinen. We talked about the winner usually covers. That's actually 48-7 in the last 55 games in this round. If you pick the winner, they've covered 48 of those 55. A couple other things. When you have division rivals meeting for the third time, which we've got with the Patriots, Bills, Cardinals, Rams, the road team 11-3 against the number. That's over the last 18 years. And we know underdogs have dominated this round, 15-3 against the spread the last 4 years. But if you look back at these big home favorites, and we've got 2 this week in Tampa Bay and Kansas City laying more than a touchdown, those big favorites are actually 11-4 against the spread since over the last 15 years.
I would encourage everybody to go back and watch the Wild Card Mega Preview that's in your feed right now on the YouTube channel that you're watching right now. We will also be doing a live show before every single Wild Card game this week. So any late stuff, any late bets, any late line movement, we're going to have it all for you every single Wild Card game. All right, let's get into our board for the day. We're going to start with one play from SportsLine. It's going to come from our newest soccer handicapper. His Twitter handle is @BucketJohnBets, but you can call him Buckets because this man is just making us buckets and buckets of cash. His last 20 picks, how about 16-4? You're damn right, and he's on our team. So today, we're going to go both teams to score, which, as everybody knows, is my favorite bet in soccer. So we're going to go Calcio and Monza from Italy Serie B. It's a 2:30 p.m. Eastern kick. Both teams to score. -130, and most definitely the juice is worth the squeeze. So, by the way, give Bucket John Betts a follow on Twitter. You'll be glad that you did. All right, let's get into our board for my cappers today. And you know what? I think I need some hockey mojo to start my day. So, Allie, Bama, you're up first. What do you got?
Okay, so for today, I'm going to do a 2-leg money line parlay just because I feel like a lot of the games that odds are really, really high right now, so it's really not worth placing any singles. But I think if you parlay too, you can kind of get a nice, good odds boost there. So we're going to start with one on the Preds money line, and this is one I would definitely look out for because it's really different throughout the books. I mean, I see it -300 at one place, -350 at another, but it's really a fade on the Sabres, who have only won 3 of their last 20 games, and they'll be playing the Predators, who have won 12 of their last 14. And also the Sabres, they have some now goalie issues, and Aaron Dell has to start, and he has a 4.51 GAA, and he's lost all of his 5 starts this season. And then the Blackhawks, -175. The Habs have lost 17 of their 19 games on the road this season, so there's really no reason why they shouldn't lose this one. And over the 9 games this season, Montembeault has a 4.30 GAA on the road, and Fleury, he shut out the Habs last month, so I really think that he'll at least do better than Montembeault today. So I think with those two, we'll have a good, nice little parlay.
When you break down hockey, it is just music to my ears. And a money line parlay, damn it, I'm here for it. These two teams have been dominant, as Allie just so eloquently said. All right, up next, let's go to New York City. The man they call the Machine. Jay Smooth, what do you have for us today?
Oh, I got a lot of fun stuff for us today, Coach. It is a cool day in college basketball. There's a lot of games on the slate, close to 60 games today. Some big ones at the top: Iowa, Indiana, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Seton Hall, DePaul, all going to be great ones to watch. I'm going to go to the Horizon League for my first pick. This is actually another big matchup. This is going to be Cleveland State and Oakland. Oakland's going to be on the road, but they're going to be made the underdog. I disagree with that. I have them winning the game by about 1 to 2 points. You can get them +1.5 right now. They're far and away the better team in this conference. Again, my model just likes them to win the game. It should be a big battle. I don't think they're going to run away with it, but I think they either get a really close loss or that they're going to get the win here. So go grab Oakland +1.5. I got +2 last night, but anything +1 or better should be okay. And then my next pick, I'm actually going to go off the model for this one. It is a lean on the model, but I just can't ignore this SIUE -6.5 line. They're going against Eastern Illinois, who is ranked by some systems as a bottom 2 team in all of Division I. Their consensus bottom 10 team in all of college basketball. They've only had 2 games where they haven't lost by more than 10 points this whole year. They're winless against Division I teams, 0-12 against them this year. It has not been pretty for Eastern Illinois. I'm all in on fading them. -6.5 is too small. I would not be shocked to see this one finish at 8, 9, or even more. Go ahead and take SIU to get this one done.
All right, so I got to call you out a little bit here, just a little bit.
All right, what's up?
SIU, I'm all about that. But you just said on Oakland, you said, I predict a battle, a tight victory, or a very, very short loss. So getting them at +1 should be okay. But they can't lose by more than 1. There is no short loss that works. So you're predicting a short loss that doesn't work. You'll take a push.
I have +1.5. I have +1.5, coach. So we'll take that 1 point loss if we have to deal with it. But yeah, no, I think that we're taking them because I think they win at the end of the day.
All right, that's what I wanted to hear.
There we go.
That's what I wanted to hear. There we go. Okay. Okay. We got all that squared away. All right. Now, let's get into more college hoops because I love when Zach Attack comes with a little contrarian viewpoint. Because usually cashes. Boise State last night, I love going to bed, watching that easy victory into the night. Zach, what do you got for us today?
2 college basketball plays today, Coach. Both are underdogs. I'll start off with some Sun Belt action. Coastal Carolina, they are +3.5 against Appalachian State. You know I love finding a little bit of motivation, especially in these smaller conference, and this matchup has one. But first off, with Appalachian State, I watched a bunch of their telecasts this year, and one of the announcers in the East Tennessee State mentioned they are one of the few teams that did not have anyone go in the transfer portal. Usually, and they returned all 5 starters. Usually that would be a good thing, but I think they hit their peak last year. If you remember, they cruised in the Sun Belt Conference tournament, needed 2 overtime games and 1 in the championship, represented the conference in the March Madness, but that semifinal game was against Coastal Carolina. This is where the motivation comes in. Coastal Carolina had it. Devontae Jones, he hit 3 free throws. He transferred to Michigan now, but he hit 3 free throws, but they lost in overtime to Appalachian State. So I think they're going to be a motivated team. And Appalachian State, like I said, they've been up and down this year at 8 and 9. They just aren't the same as last year. So let's say Coastal Carolina +3.5. And then our second play will be on Abilene Christian +4 against Grand Canyon University. The WAC has had a lot of conference realignment. They actually have 4 teams from the Southland Conference. Let me go over these 4 teams real quick. Abilene Christian, Lamar, Stephen F. Austin, and Sam Houston State. They're going to add Southern Utah next year. But I think what happened here, Abilene Christian may have looked ahead a little bit. They faced 2 former conference mates in Stephen F. Austin and Sam Houston State and just lost both of those on their home floor. I think they're going to be up for this game. Both of these teams were in March Madness last year, and I think Abilene Christian will cover this number at +4.
You know what I think? I love these 2 picks. Well, in particular, the Coastal Carolina pick, because the jeweler's brother is all locked and loaded for this pick this morning with his early edge mug. And check out the cup holder on the desk. Oh, if that's not an omen, I don't know what is. Give me Coastal Carolina plus the points today. All right. Thank you, Jeweler's Brother, for sending that in. All right, Maestro, I know you're looking at my favorite team this weekend, and when you stare at that 12.5, it's just a number that nobody likes. But I believe there is a number that you like in the game. What is it?
Yeah, that's a big number, and I will take it for the game. But to kind of hedge it, I would play the Chiefs in the first half. They are averaging the 3rd most points in the first half in the league, 15 points a game. And everybody knows how bad the Steelers are in the first half. Under 7 points per first half, but over the last 7 weeks, 22 points scored in the first half, been outscored by about 90 points in those first half. For the season, they're -70 in the first half. And I think what we've seen it time and again, Big Ben takes time to get going, and then somehow the old bones get going in the second half, and he and Deontay Johnson, make some plays. But yeah, -7 in the first half. I locked it in yesterday at -115 because you're seeing a lot of books move to 7.5 now, even though the spread's only 12.5. You're seeing a lot of books move to 7.5 in the first half. I would not go above 7. I would rather pay juice up to like 120.
There's no question about it. That half point means everything, especially in a halftime bet when you only have 30 minutes to cash and you don't have the full 60. All right. We're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap. And it looks glorious, courtesy of the jeweler. Alabama, Preds, Blackhawks, money line parlay. Those are words I love to say. It's going to give you a return of plus 109. Then Jay Smooth. He's on Oakland plus 1.5, SIUE minus 6.5. Then Zacatech, Coastal Carolina plus 3.5, Abilene Christian plus 4. Then Maestro, let's go Chiefs. First half Sunday, 8:15 kick, minus 115. And then from our guy Buckets, his Twitter handle, one more time, Bucket John Betts at Twitter. We're going to go Benvenuto and the Monza. Both teams to score, minus 130. Now, this is the first full event of the season for the PGA Tour, the Sony Open. So, jeweler, show your face. You have been locked and loaded with the first cut team, looking at different matchups, and today you came up with a little something for the first round. Talk to me.
Yes, sir. Like you said, these are all first round wagers. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Peter Malnati over JJ Spawn. Bit of a fade of JJ Spawn. I also like Malnati's approach game at Hawaii. Joel Damon over Lucas Glover. Absolutely a fade of Glover. Didn't perform all that well last week. And we're going to go with Taylor Gooch over Russell Henley. If you look at Gooch's first round scoring average on the PGA Tour this season, since they wrap back around in the fall, yeah, he's been excellent. Also on the first cut, gave him out as a first round leader possibility. So hopefully that could hit. I'm taking all these individually, but we're also going to wrap them up together in the gym for a plus 511 payout.
Absolutely beautiful, jeweler. As always, bringing it strong. And we are so stoked that the PGA Tour is back. And we can't wait for it this year. All right. There's only one thing left to do. And don't forget, right here on our YouTube page, if you're not a subscriber, do it. It's for free. Mega preview in your feed. The MMA preview, UFC back this Saturday. It's in your feed right now. We already did it yesterday. And don't forget our props special Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, right here on this channel. Turn on your notifications. All right? Now, there's only one thing left to do. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Alabama, Jay Smooth, Zacatech, the Maestro, and the jeweler puts it all together here at the brand. I am the coach. Tell all your friends, if you want to have a good time, you want to be educated, you want to be entertained, there's only one show. It's right here. We call it the Early Edge. Good luck.